Hey guys, today I'm going to be working on the dash, inserting my bezels from replacement of all my bezels I had re-chromed, so therefore I'm going to go back and start putting it back together. And in the mix of doing this, I found that my ignition was sticking. I put a screwdriver in it when I was installing it just to see it would turn, and it would turn, but it would stick. It didn't have a kickback, so I figured it was probably time to replace it. While looking at this one, this was the original ignition, so that tells me it's almost 49, 50 years old right now, so you can only imagine how many times this thing was turned on and off over the years. So it was time to replace. So I ordered it and it came in. I did notice that with this, mine's a 66, and apparently some 66 and 65s had a 3 and a 4 prong ignition. Mine was actually a 3-prong, so that may be something for you to look at before you order it. Take it apart and make sure you have a 3 or a 4 before ordering. In my case, I had it already off, so I didn't know until they asked me at the mustang place. So the new one came in, I got it, and we'll go ahead and install it. The installation is really simple. First thing what you want to do is go ahead and get the back side of your connector, line it up, make sure you got it lined properly, slide it right in. Should go in very easy. If it doesn't go in, then look at it, don't force it. You've got a background wire that goes on the back of that. Put that on, and then don't forget your nut. Without the nut on there, the wire may pop off and then your ignition won't work. So get that on there and get you a wrench. And this is a 3/8 wrench. And tighten that down. And this right here also holds the connector on the back side of your ignition as well. So, like I said, very important to put that nut on there, because if it's not on there other time, the vibration, it may break loose and then you find yourself without an ignition. Now, when you get the ignition installed, put it in. It's very elementary on the process, but it's pretty tricky. This right here is called your spacer retaining ring, I guess. And the way it goes on is on your ignition, you've got 2 tabs. You have a large one and a small one. Your large one's going to be on your left side, driver's side, which when you put this in, it doesn't matter. You just want to slide this. You've got cutouts on your spacer ring, so put it on and just turn it. Notice that it don't go that way. A lot of people think that's, I've seen people try to do that, and that don't work that way. It's got to be out like so, because the spring is what's going to create the tension on your bezel here. When you put it in, you got to push, and you'll see that shortly. So when you get that in, remember the tab on the left side should be the big one, and the small one goes to the passenger side. So go ahead and put your spacer on. Get that on there like that. Kind of look and see where your indentions are. And put this in behind your dash, being careful not to scratch it. I had mine blasted and repainted, so be very delicate. Now here's your ignition bezel that goes on the front side of the dash. And you'll notice, if you look, the cutouts on the side of your bezel, you have a large and you have a small. Large, small. You want to keep your large one to the driver's side. And on the dash, you can see you got cutouts, you got notches in the dash for the little ridges right here on the bezels to go in. So it'll keep your bezel in the upright position for accessory, off, on, and start. You don't want to put it in crooked, because then when you look at it, it's going to be upside down. So what you want to do is slide that into your dash and feel where it catch. You may have to twist it a little bit to catch into that notch on the dash. Just like that. See how it slid in? Now, here's the part that you're going to have to take your hand and come in, push, and turn. That's it. You push it into the ears, and it catches you, and you let go. It's in there. The ignition's in, everything's in there real well, so that you're good there. Now, here comes the part to insert your key. When you took the key out, don't turn it anymore if you're replacing your ignition. If you do, it's going to be a little harder to get in. But down here on the bottom side of the tumbler, you'll see there's a little hole. You can either use a pick or a paper clip, press that in and turn it past the accessory and pull it out. That's how you get it out, and that's the position in which it should be, at a 9 and 3, straight across your key. So when you put it in, it'll go right in and turn. You won't have any problems, because you got little ridges in here that it needs to fall into. So what you'll do is you'll just get in there and turn it around to where you feel the ridge. And when you feel the ridge, you just take it and you turn it to where you get it in, press, and there you go, you're in. Bezel's complete. So that right there is a pretty quick process. It's very simple. As you can see, it maybe took 4 or 5 minutes at most. Just remember, just look before you do it and figure out how it's going to go in, because if you don't, you'll have a lot more problems, and I promise you'll have some frustrations. Very simple. If you will, keep following me. I'm going to be doing different things throughout my project. Once I get the car going, I want to do some more dash work. I'll insert some the heater control knobs, so that'll be my next series. So just stay tuned, and we'll see you then.